Hello and welcome. This is Nigeria Today. We'll begin in the nation's capital, where the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency has opened its case against the suspended Deputy Commissioner of Police, Abba Kyari, before the Federal High Court sitting in Abuja. NDLA brought a commander of narcotics attached to its forensic unit, Patricia Falabi, to testify as its first witness. Judiciary correspondent Celestine Area reports.
Mrs. Afolabi told the court that part of her job specification involved receiving and conducting forensic analysis on drug exhibits. On 7 February 2022, she received from the forensic liaison officer of the agency, Abubakar Aliyu, a transparent evidence pack containing 24 dispensing packs each. Each pack contained white substances measured at 0.5 grams with a request form for analysis. From the analysis conducted, it was found out that 21 of the exhibits contained cocaine, while others were found to be negative. The court admitted all exhibits in evidence without objection from the defendants. While cross-examining the witness, Mr. Kyari's lawyer asked her if it was true that every suspect in drug deal must be present before analysis is conducted, a question which the witness answered in the negative. She said it was not customary that all suspects be present when substances are handed over for analysis. Continuing, the witness, who said she has over 30 years experience, said, "I was not present when the drug was recovered. I was not present when the NDLEA received it." She confirmed that the NDLEA operatives are stationed in every entry point in the country, including the Enugu International Airport. Asked if she was aware if it was the NDLEA that received the cocaine at the airport in Enugu State, the witness said she was not aware.
For me, who is defending the third defendant, and as well as the second defendant's counsel, requested the court to adjourn the matter so that we can have a good study of the documents that they presented today in regards to the forensic analysis that were randomly conducted in the suspected substance of cocaine. Evidence is evidence, irrespective of how it's presented. Every evidence is outstanding in the first instance. That's why it's referred to as evidence. The fact is that she's made presentations in regards to what she knows about what she tested, and we are to put her under the fire of cross-examination to test the veracity of her claims.
The court adjourned the matter to Tuesday to enable counsel to the other defendants cross-examine the witness. Celestina Area, TVC News, Abuja.
Staying in Abuja, the National Agency for Prohibition of Trafficking in Persons and Other Related Matters, NAPTIP, says 61% of human trafficking occurs within or across states in Nigeria. Director General of NAPTIP, Fatima Waziri-Azi, disclosed this at a forum in Abuja, where it also emerged that traffickers are increasingly using the internet as a tool. Sifo Nisien tells us more.
Sexual exploitation is the most commonly identified form of human trafficking, followed by forced labor. According to the UNODC, traffickers have integrated the use of internet into their business model.
The UNODC 2020 Global Report on Trafficking in Persons reported that the use of the internet has been integrated into the business model of traffickers. The expanded global usage of technology fostered by the COVID-19 crisis has further increased the risks, with traffickers using the internet to identify, to recruit, and to control their victims, to advertise services, and to launder the proceeds of their crimes.
This means that traffickers can pose as agencies online offering scholarships, jobs, or migration opportunities to get their victims. In Nigeria, trafficking occurs more within the country than across borders, but the technique is just the same. That's why the National Agency for the Prohibition of Trafficking and its partners have brought together experts to discuss the problem and develop strategies to combat it.
According to NAPTIP statistics, from 2019 to 2022, analysis show that 61% of human trafficking in Nigeria happens internally, that is, within the state and across state lines, and 39% happens across our borders. Clearly, we have a national crisis on our hands.
The boot camp is also meant to improve coordination among experts.
Human trafficking is a serious human rights violation which thrives on exploiting human beings for profit. And for us to be able to curb it, it requires multi-pronged strategies. And the issue of coordination is one such strategy.
This is the first nationally coordinated effort this year by NAPTIP to forge an inclusive approach in combating the menace. And it is optimistic that despite the enormity of the problem, efforts in curbing it are in the right direction. Sifon ACN, TVC News, Abuja.
Let's now turn to Kaduna, where the State Police Command says it has arrested one Ali Shuaibu, a 60-year-old man suspected to be among inmates who escaped during the attack on the Kuje Correctional Facility in Abuja. Spokesperson of the command, Muhammad Jaligi, said the suspect was arrested at a location in Kaduna while on transit to Kano, his home state. In the meantime, the commissioner of the Kaduna Police Command, Yakini Ayoku, has directed that the suspect be handed over to the Nigerian Correctional Service operatives after necessary protocols are completed. In Borno, armed Boko Haram terrorists suspected to be members of the Islamic State West African province have ambushed a convoy of military troops and civilian joint task force, killing the chairman, Bukar Mandama, and other vigilante officials in Gubbio local government area. A member of the CJTF who sustained gunshot injury has been evacuated from the scene and is now receiving treatment at the State Specialist Hospital, Maiduguri. Unconfirmed reports also reveal that some security personnel were affected in the ambush, as sources claim that 5 people were killed in the convoy, including the vigilante chairman, Mandama. TVC News gathered that some residents on Sunday cited Boko Haram's convoy with 2 vehicles and motorcycles heading towards the rural grazing area under construction at the outskirts of the town to cause havoc. But the military authorities in Gubbio mobilized and deployed troops with some men of the CJTF to provide adequate security to the facility. Now to Zamfara State, where the governor has suspended the emir of Birnin Yandoto of Safi local government area, Aliyu Marafa, for conferring a chieftaincy title on a notorious bandit leader. Secretary to the state government, Kabiru Sadana, announced the suspension of the emir. The notorious bandit was turbaned as Serikin Fulani, which is translated as Chief of Fulani of Yandoto Emirates by the emir. News of the turbaning ceremony, along with photos, went viral, generating outcry and outrage. Apart from suspending the emir, Governor Bello Matawale approved the appointment of a committee to investigate the circumstances leading to the action of the emir. In other news, Adamawa State government says it will soon commence fertilizer production in order to boost the nation's food security. That's according to Governor Umaru Fintiri, who spoke at the end of a 7-day training in waste management organized by the Northeast Development Commission. TVC News' Owolabi Adenusi filed in this report.
About 20,000 residents of Adamawa State rely on waste for their livelihood. Among them are unemployed youths and Almajiri who have turned scavengers. The Northeast Development Commission, in line with its core mandate, is engaging selective youths on the economic advantage of waste and need to keep the environment safe.
Waste, as we know, is a major contributing factor to a lot of diseases and illnesses in the region. So if it is carefully managed, it can lead to a hygienic and clean environment for the people of the society. Not only that, it can serve as a source of income to our youths in the society.
The state government at the occasion disclosed its intention to establish a company that will turn the waste into fertilizer to increase state's internal revenue. The Commissioner for Environment and National Resources Development, Shuaibu Audu, who observed that domestic and industrial waste pose challenges in the country. He noted that the negative consequences of waste on human health, agriculture, and infrastructure cannot be overestimated.
There's a proposal to establish a recycling plant in the state. So once that is done, You won't see trailers going down south with waste to recycle in the south.
The participants spoke on what they gained from the training, while the program coordinator commended the state's effort to establish a company that will treat waste in the state.
Waste and convert them into charcoal. To take the waste, convert it into organic fertilizer. To take the waste and convert it into odor control briquettes.
Adamawa is one of the agrarian states in the northeast in which the federal government banned the use of urea fertilizer by the farmers due to the activities of Boko Haram, who used it to manufacture explosives. Farming production in the region has been reduced by 50%, hence planned by the state government and the Northeast Development Commission to establish a company that will now turn waste to fertilizer to still ensure national food security.
Thanks for staying with us on Nigeria Today. Chairman of the Oyo Housing Corporation, Bayo Lawal, has been sworn in as Deputy Governor of the state. Bayo Lawal was sworn in by the State Chief Judge, Justice Mukhtar Abimbola, Senior Advocate of Nigeria, after taking the oath of allegiance and oath of office that was conducted by the State Chief Judge. Governor Seyi Makinde, in his speech at the swearing-in event, urged the new Deputy Governor to take the welfare of the people of Oyo State as his priority. Mr. Lawal was sworn in at the Exco Chamber of the Governor's Office, Agodi Secretariat, Ibadan, following the approval of the State House of Assembly, which earlier impeached the former Deputy Governor of the state, Rauf Folaniyan, for misconduct and misappropriation of funds, among other allegations leveled against him. The Ondo State chapter of Nigerian Medical Association has appealed to the state government to address the issue of brain drain in the health sector by prioritizing welfare of doctors. The state chairman of the NMA made the appeal at the inauguration of a clinic built by the association at Ilekon Housing Estate, Oda Road in Akure. Ayodeji Muradeya reports.
This is the inauguration of a clinic built by members of the Nigerian Medical Association, NMA, in Ondo State. The project, which started 11 years ago, was part of the doctors' contributions to the development of the health sector in the state. Present here to witness the event are government officials from the Health Ministry.
Appreciation to all the past leaders of this association.
The state chairman of NMA, Stella Adegbayingbe, expressed the need for government to address the issue of brain drain in the health sector. This, she noted, can be addressed through better welfare package for health workers in the state.
In the issue of welfare for every worker, not only doctors, all the workers in the state, all the health workers, we are all equally affected. So as to bring the payments up to be regular and to be paid promptly as at when. This will go a long way in helping the welfare of our members and everybody in the state.
Government officials present said the state is addressing the issue through redistribution of health personnel. The State Commissioner for Health, Banja Jaka, who stood in for the governor, said government has embarked on massive recruitment of doctors and other health personnel.
Government is doing everything possible to make sure that would employ, would retain, would have good package for our health workers, not only doctors, nurses, pharmacists, all the health workers. Government is doing everything. We are working day and night. First and foremost, we don't just employ. We want to have our data.
Government has put in place now is to, at least in a short while, to do a redistribution of doctors so that we can have doctors spread all over. For the teaching hospital, there is no closure to the employment. We are employing the doctors as they come.
The clinic, which will provide services for outpatients, is expected to be upgraded to provide better care for residents soon. Ayodeji Muradeya, TVC News, Akure.
Let's now turn to Imo State, where the federal government says it is not relenting in its effort to lift Nigerians from poverty through its social investment programs. The Minister of Humanitarian Affairs, Disaster Management and Social Development, Sadiya Umar Farouk, spoke at the training of independent monitors in Owerri, the Imo State capital. TVC News Prince Soba reports.
The National Social Investment Programs were established in 2016 by the federal government to tackle poverty and hunger across the country. The programs focus on ensuring a more equitable distribution of resources to vulnerable populations, including children, youth and women. The Minister of Humanitarian Affairs, Disaster Management and Social Development, who was represented at the event, urged independent monitors to help the federal government in ensuring that vulnerable Nigerians benefit from the programs.
No intimidation of beneficiaries by an independent monitor will be accepted by the ministry. Any independent monitor found intimidating or harassing a beneficiary will be taken off the program immediately. We inform that we have officials of the EFCC and DSS working with us on this program, and those found culpable will be handed over to the relevant authorities.
Don't put self into whatever they're going to do. It is a humanitarian work. Like the name implies, like I said, a humanitarian work, you have to be a humanitarian then to do a humanitarian work. You're not doing it for benefit, for so much benefit for yourself or for your family members or for your friends. You're doing it with your God-given mind to help people living with difficult circumstances, people like this physically challenged and the poorest of the poor.
For the independent monitors, it is time to put in their best to ensure that the poorest of the poor benefit maximally from the programs.
We are expected to put in our best to monitor, to coordinate, and as well to report to the federal ministry through the device that we are just being given and the application that is being installed in it. I must say that is a very wonderful work they did.
I'll make sure everything is put in place. I'll make sure all these programs set in place to help the people are properly implemented. Because most times people just get the money and relent and relax and not put in work and work hard.
The ministry presented engagement letters and tablets to the independent monitors as working tools to monitor the programs. Prince Oba, TVC News, Owerri.
Presidential candidate of the All Progressives Congress, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, on Monday joined other dignitaries to condole the family of former APC women leader Kemi Nelson, who died on Sunday. Asiwaju Tinubu describes the late politician as a highly respected and industrious woman whose contributions towards the party and Lagos will be sorely missed. Abimbola Agbibi reports.
The morning after the news of her death broke, sympathizers thronged the Lagos home of the former APC women leader. Among them is the presidential candidate of the APC, Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Bola Tinubu spoke glowingly of her contributions towards the development of the party and her tenacity in the fight for women emancipation.
A great woman, committed, patriot, and highly respected and very industrious. The death came as a sudden shock to all of us. It proves a life worthy of living. It's a very sudden and sad event for us, but God knows best, and may He accept our soul in heaven.
Wife of Lagos Governor and the Senior Special Assistant to Nigeria's President on Sustainable Development Goals also gave their condolences.
I was Commissioner for Women Affairs in 1999 to 2003, before I took over from her in 2003. Since then we've been together up till when she gave up. She's a very loving woman, full of compassion.
And she had demonstrated that being a woman is not a setback, but a positive for you to come into politics.
Immediately she took over the realms of affairs of mobilizing the Southwest.
we can see the sort of monumental achievements she recorded in galvanizing, in mobilizing, in encouraging women for full participation in politics.
Kemi Nelson was a former commissioner in Lagos, and until her death, she was a member of the Lagos State Governor's Advisory Council. Abimbola Agbibi, TVC News, Lagos.